twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket trainmen, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxSpeedtv.
Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flames. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying, want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better, I'ma be your fifth place. On this one, then fourth on the next. Third, second, first, you report for the best. She showing love, give me all the raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and puff and blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and puff and blow the house down. I do it for the love, they perform for the checks, and I still get more. They be bored by the rest. I done put the work in, wasn't born in success. See the storm, it affects the performance. But I dance in the rain and the thunder, the drums, and I keep going hard. I won't stop till I'm done. From the bottom to the top, I'm the one. I can drop in a month, I'll be back at the top. Raw
Welcome back, race fans. Saturday night. That means we are OP Fall Brawl Racing here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Welcome, everybody, to Maxspeedtv. Steve laying up in the booth as usual right now on Saturday night, calling this Fall Brawl 2. Of course, it is sponsored and presented by Chevyland at Shreveport, Louisiana. But, guys, we're looking for a 40-lap shootout tonight here at the iRacing Superspeedway. And, of course, our rules are simple. No fast repairs, 2 GWCs, and only 1 qualifying lap. Just like last week, we're going to have 2 races. First up here in the Gen 4, Legacy Gen 4s at iRacing Superspeedway. And then we're going to shake it up a little bit again this weekend when we go over to Daytona Road Course for the Toyota GR86s for a 1-hour session out on the road course with these guys. Going to be a little bit outside their comfort zone. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into our standings right now. If I could get this thing to pull up here. Here we go. Josh Ball, of course, winning the first 2 races. Steve Rada winning last week on the first race. And then Adam Kilday winning the second race, the Pro Light Trucks at the Wild West Motorsports Park. James Mayer right now plus 40. Anthony English at plus 29. Rick Sanchez at plus 28. Robert Hooligan at plus 27. Chris Jordan plus 26, Mark Mann at plus 23, and Stephen Luttrell rounding out your top 10 right now at plus 21. Over on the other side, Dave Hunt is plus 19 with Rick Seabrands. So we got a tie there for 11th. Vicente Guerrero at plus 14, Andy Brigante at plus 6, Cole Spalding at plus 6, and Andrew Schroeder at plus 3. Just below the cut line, Dwayne Corbett at minus 3, so he is still on that bubble. And Mr. Hoppett, Steve Hoppett at minus 13, Doug Johnson at minus 17, and Robert Thorns at minus 19. And that is a little bit off center. I do apologize about that because you can't see what's on that other side. Where is that one at? We're going to bring that over just a little bit and get it back up to the top. There we go. So this is race 4, or after race 4 of our 8 races. Now we looking at the schedule. We will be next week. We'll be in the mini stocks at Charlotte, and then the 87s at Talladega. So it's going to be another pretty good race next week. And then we'll be off for a weekend due to Halloween. And then we'll be back on November the 8th for another couple of races in the playoffs. So looking forward to that. We're going to jump right in here and take a look at what happened last week. And, of course, that one is off too. So we're going to bring this over just a little bit here, folks. There we go. So race 1, Indy car at Dega. Steve Rada with the win. Shane Posey finishing second. Anthony English in third. Robert Hooligan in fourth. Josh Ball rounding out your top 5. Race number 2, though, Adam Kilday on the Pro Light 2s taking the victory last week on that race. James Mayer in second. Anthony English again in third. Robert Thorns finishing in fourth. And Mark Mann, who we talked to, said, well, I don't think I'm going to have a very good race, finishing with the top 5 finish. So a good finish by Mr. Mark Mann on that. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our pre-race analytics here, folks, at iRacing Superspeedway. Well, we got a 12-mile-an-hour northwest wind, so that's going to cause a little bit of problems, I would think, even though this is a big, long track. We're looking at 74-degree air temperature, track temperature right now of 107, 0% humidity. So there is going to be a 0 fog out there. 40 laps on this track tonight, 120 miles. We got 3 sets of tires, so they'll start with the set that they have, and then they'll have 2 behind the wall. 40% fuel window, probably looking at about 10 to 11 to 12 laps, somewhere around in there, depending on how much they can save fuel. Pit road speed at 65. Pace speed going to be at 90. Of course, we are in Concord, USA, here for the iRacing Super Speedway. Let me go back here. I want to bring... Well, we're going to go ahead and bring Mr. English up to the booth real quick if he'll visit with us. Anthony, we had a little mix-up of SDKs. You can see, folks, we are back to using ATBO. Wasn't really liking what SDK was giving us, Anthony. Wasn't, man, I was just having too many problems, so we switched back to ATBO. But, buddy, what are you expected here at iRacing Super Speedway tonight?
Speed. Chaos. Lots of it. And who knows? Probably lots of people flipping. Lots of people flipping.
Man, I mean, looking at some of the speeds, you guys are hitting almost 200 mile an hour, probably 200 plus in the draft.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not tapping out either, so there's probably a little bit more range to that too when you get in this big pack and start actually heavy pushing on each other. But it's going to be fast tonight. They're feeling good. I mean, they're not loosey goosey. They're not too arrow. I mean, you got to be solid on your pushes still like normal. Good on your entry and your exits, and all that jazz. Make sure you hit your marks and make the damn corner. And but yeah, I mean, it should be a fun one. It should be pretty exciting.
Now, you guys aren't running a whole lot of fuel. It looks like 40% fuel. I'm guessing probably about 10 to 12 laps.
I think closer to 14, 15.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
Maybe if you're saving a little bit more, like 16. But I don't have any saving laps under the my belt for practice. But for what I was doing out there running full bore like I was, it's telling me about 15 to 16. About 15. Oh, wow. 14.9 to 15.6 is what it's telling me. So
okay. Well, it's a little more than I expected, being such a big track and these big heavy cars with a lot of motor and doing a lot of pushing and stuff. I wouldn't have expected that, honestly. But well, man, of course, this is the first race. Now we got something a little bit outside y'all's comfort zone coming up next race.
Yes, sir. We got OP's first official race on a road course in a sports car. Any version of a sports car. We're going to be taking out the good Toyota GR86s. They're fun as hell, and OP is going to be curving up the track later. We'll be a little bit different.
It's going to be exciting for sure. Well, Anthony, you guys are qualifying, so we're not going to keep you any longer, buddy. Appreciate you taking the time to come up in the booth and visit with us and the fans. And, man, best of luck out there. I know you're going to need it.
Thank you very much. This says it's 10 minutes. I will be advancing it in 5, though, just so you know.
Copy that. All right, appreciate you, buddy. All right, we'll get him back down there, and we are going to if I can get my cameras up here. Oh, so it's going to be open qualifying here, folks. Cole Spalding right now out on the track with Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Richard Kuhn, Robert Thorns going to be out there as well. Looks like Dwayne Corbett out there, Robert Hooligan out there, Dustin Logston out on the track as well. Vicente Guerrero back in the Budweiser B-Crown car. Looking good. Looked like Vicente might have been drifting around the corner a little bit. James Mayer out on the track giving Adam Gilday a shove. Rick Sanchez leading this big group of qualifiers right now. Somebody bouncing off the wall. I didn't quite see who that was. That looks like the 42. That is Peter DeBorgia. It is Robert Hooligan with the black flag right now. Jerry Bergeron out there on the track. Dave Hunt, Andrew Schroeder, of course Peter DeBorgia, and the one and only Stephen Luttrell out there. So make sure that's clicked as the times will start coming in for qualifying. Of course, 5 minutes he said he was going to advance the session with 5 minutes left. So, but thank you everybody for tuning in right now. William Luttrell, Lorna out there, Brendan Kennedy, Belva Phelps, good evening, Belva. How are you? Everett Grover out there as well. What's happening, buddy? And who knows, we might have a surprise visitor up here tonight. I doubt it. I'm not holding my breath, but while we're watching these guys qualify, let me check something here real quick. Uh-oh. Well, I do have some severe storms around me right now. Maybe going to be miss me right now. We're in a severe thunderstorm warning until 8:15, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it avoids us and we can have a good show here tonight. Right now, though, Anthony English sitting in that top spot with the 52.596. Peter DeBorgia knocking him off of that top spot with the 52.596. Anthony English with the 52.604. We see guys spinning around. Ooh, Sanchez, they're having all kinds of problems right now on that qualifying. Good save there by Anthony. Uh-oh, Belva, you be safe down there. I'm not exactly sure where you're at in Texas, but it's probably part of that same system that blew through or that's going through and coming through us right now. But right now, Peter DeBorgia sitting in that top spot. Mark Mann, Nick Wing. Mark Mann looks like he is out on the track. Of course, Mark running the Batman paint scheme. Nick Wing out there as well. Or actually sitting down there on the pit road. Shane Posey making his way out in the mellow yellow. We got two mellow yellows. Anthony and Shane Posey. Trying to look and see what he had on the back of his car. If it flies, it spies. Well, that's going to end our qualifying. Peter DeBorgia going to be sitting in that top spot. And I do not see Pete in Discord right now. We'll see if he pops into the podium winners here for the pre-race, for the pole interview. There he is. We were just waiting for you to pop in there, Pete. I didn't see you out there, but buddy, congratulations. Got the pole for tonight, man. How are you feeling?
Honestly, I came in here to kind of just test some settings and whatnot. I just put Windows 11 on the machine. I hadn't made a fall brawl race yet, and saw ISS, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, I'll at least qualify." And then I saw it was group qualifying. I was like, "All right, it's a whole lot less fun. That takes a lot of the skill out of it. There, we'll see what happens." And the dice still came up with what is it, 7s or boxcars or whatever I'm supposed to want. An 11. That's good, right? Yeah.
Well, buddy, it's good to see you out there tonight. I know we missed you out there on the track. Of course, we got a lot of stuff coming up for OP. Starting Monday, the Monday series is starting back. But tonight, we got IRSS here tonight, and then, we got the Toyota 86 is coming up next. How you feeling about that?
I made a scheme for that car a little while back. I haven't even had a chance to drive it yet. I think it's free, right? I didn't buy it, but I think I'm okay on that front. We'll see if I got enough time. I got a lot of homework to do, as you mentioned. OP Monday's starting up this week, so I've got a lot of graphic things to dial in and make the SDK style override spreadsheet for every single driver in the field. So we'll see how we're looking homework wise after this race. But I mean, the racing is obviously more fun, but every time I put that off, it's more work I might have to do later. So we shall see. But that's really cool that he put that combination on the schedule. The GR86 I've heard nothing but great things about, and obviously the Daytona Road Course is, if there's a road course these guys are familiar with, it's that one. So
absolutely. Well, buddy, congratulations. Good luck tonight. Have some fun, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the race.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, see you, bud. I'll go ahead and move him down there, and he can go where he wants to after that. But let's go ahead and get to... Oh, let me stop that. We're going to go ahead and get to our grid here. Starting row number 1, Peter DeBorgia in the 42 machine. His outside is the 44 of Anthony English. Row number 2, Robert Thorns. His outside will be Cole Spalding. Row number 3, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. His outside will be the 06 of Andrew Zonto. Row number 4 is going to be the 85 of Adam Kilday. His outside, the 95 of James Mayer. Row number 5, the number 9 of Dwayne Corbett. And his outside will be the number 5 of Rick Sanchez. And row number 6 will be the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. And then the number 10 of Jerry Bergeron. Row number 7, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. And the 53 of Dave Hunt. Row number 8, the 4 of Rick Sebrands. The 81 of Dustin Longson. Row 9, the 83 of Shane Posey. And the 21 of Nick Wing. Row number 10, the 04 of Mark Mann. The 78 of Christopher Jordan. It's a green flag. Chevyland green flag is out and waving. We get racing here tonight. Row 11 will be the 126 of Robert Hooligan. And the 47 of Richard Kuhn, and bringing up the back of the field, the 388 of Doug Johnson. Of course, this is the English's Landscaping and Snowplowing 120 here at iRacing Superspeedway. Peter DeBorgia getting a good run, and we were talking about, Anthony was talking about hitting those spots, and one of those spots is coming into that turn. Now we're looking at 3 wide here. That is Vicente Guerrero going 3 wide to the outside of the 42. I got 2 number 42s out here. We are door to door. I don't know who that one is. Is that Andrew Zonto? Let's go to a chase view here. I believe that might be Andrew Zonto. It is showing in a number 42, but he is supposed to be in the 06. Let me go ahead and refresh my paints. We're going to make sure they're all up to date. Anthony English going way up to the high side. I see smoke, and we're going to have our first caution here. That's going to collect a lot of folks. Let's take a look here and see. I want to say that happened up towards the front. Let me get this out of the way. And let's go to a far chase. I want to say it happened somewhere around Vicente Guerrero. I think it actually happened further back. Oh, right there. That's on the number 30 of Robert Thorns. He goes up a little high, comes back down in front of Stephen Luttrell. And then Steven, nowhere for Adam to go. Steven sends Steven up into the 53 of Dave Hunt. And then from that point forward, of course, these cars are not known to being able to stop on a dime, folks. That is the 21 of Nick Wing getting a piece of that as well. And up over on his lid. Unfortunately, as we're looking at the track, Rick Seabrands with the meatball flag, Stephen Luttrell with the meatball flag, as well as Adam Kilday and Dave Hunt. Now, there is no fast repairs, so this is a 40-lap race, and we are lap 4. And like I said, you know, at 200 miles an hour in the draft, if it happens, it's happening quick. There's not a lot of time for reaction. And again, these Legacy Gen 4s, they do not stop on a dime. They are hard to stop. So Robert Hooligan going to be your leader. Anthony English in a second. Rick Sanchez in a third. Looks like Shane Posey in fourth. Richard Kuhn in a fifth. Andrew Schroeder in sixth. Doug Johnson seventh. Peter DeBorgia, excuse me, back to eighth. Andrew Zonto in ninth. James Mayer rounding out your top 10. Jerry Bergeron in 11th. Dustin Logston 12th. Christopher Jordan sitting in 13th. Mark Mann 14th. Dwayne Corbett in 15th. Cole Spaulding back to 16th. Vicente Guerrero in 17th. Robert Thorns in 18th. Roberts down on pit road, as well as Rick Seabrand, Stephen Luttrell, Adam Kilday, and Dave Hunt. Nick Wing has taken his car behind the wall. All right, guys, we're going to step aside. We're going to go ahead and, well, we're going to play our, well, actually, we're going to listen to Mr. Bubba Whittingham from Chevyland. And of course, Chevyland.com. Chevyland down in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, go to Chevyland.com. Take a look at what they have.
Silverado's sell-off is your chance to rustle up super-sized savings on over 140 new Silverados. Get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months on 2025 and 2026 Silverados, or up to $87.50 in total savings, plus over 140 new Silverados to choose from. Now that's big. Chevyland Silverado sell-off happens only once a year, so hurry into Chevyland today, your Silverado headquarters.
Hello, race fans. Bubba Whittingham here on behalf of Chevyland, proud sponsor of OP Racing's Fall Brawl. Inviting you to check out Chevyland.com for 2.9% financing for 72 months on every 2026 Silverado in stock. That's right, 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500. So whether you want the 2.7 Turbo Max with 310 horsepower, the legendary 5.3 liter V8 with 355 horsepower, the Big Daddy 6.2 liter V8 with 420 horsepower, or if you're a person that likes the Duramax diesel 3.0 liter diesel and getting over 30 miles per gallon, maybe that's a truck for you. Check out Chevyland.com right now. Give me a call, ready to talk to you anytime. Chevyland, proud sponsor of OP Racing's Fall.
All right, folks, and we are back green flag racing here tonight. Peter DeBorgia back out to the front. Doug Johnson up to second. Rick Sanchez actually going to the outside, moving up into that P2 spot. Got Anthony English, looks like. Nope, that is Shane Posey Now we're 3 wide up here for the lead. Shane getting that run on that third line. He's going to drop it down in front of the 5 of Sanchez. Give y'all a little bit more volume there so y'all can hear the action. They come back down the start-finish line. That's almost too loud. Now Shane Posey jumping out to the front. Yep, 2 mellow yellow cars. Shane Posey and Anthony English both in the mellow yellow. Rick Sanchez getting a good push there by the 81 of Dustin Loxton. They come into turns 1 and 2, I believe, is where we're at. We come down this back stretch, or wait a minute. Where am I at? Oh, well, we're back on the front stretch. Piece of that start-finish line, I believe, once again. I'm sorry about the camera angles here, folks. We do not have a camera pack for iRacing Superspeedway. Looks like Robert Thorne's still down on pit road. Seabrands, Luttrell, Kilday, and Hunt. Looks like Dave Hunt may have. He is blinking in and out. I know the other night he was having some internet issues. I don't know if he has got that worked out or not. But right now, good battle right now for the lead. Shane Posey down on the inside, with Peter DeBorgia right behind him to the outside. The 5 of Rick Sanchez, the 81 of Dustin Loxton, and the 47 of Richard Kuhn are running that third line. Jerry Bergeron trying to make his way up through the pack, trying to stay in that draft. You see him going up high. He is trying to ease that bump a little bit coming into turns 1 and 2. Anthony English back here in a 10th right now, or I should say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's a big bump. Let's go on board with Mr. Rick Sanchez real quick. You'll be able to see that bump right there. Rick has he's always done a good job about handling that big bump. And then you got that little lift coming out of turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway. As you can see, there is a banking to the straightaways. It's not a whole lot, but there is some banking down the front and back straightaways here. And there's that big bump right there coming into turn 3 and 4. And then the bump coming out of 3 and 4. Looks like Rick has taken over the lead here now, coming down the front straightaway back into turns 1 and 2. Jerry Bergeron making his way to that third line. Going to have the 388, or the Doug Johnson go with him. No, that's not the 388. That is the 126 of Robert Hooligan. And Jerry is going to clear the whole field back down to that bottom line from the third lane. That kind of left Robert hanging out to dry there as we see guys flipping lanes back and forth. Richard Kuhn's going to get a push by the 42 of Peter DeBorgia. Now he's going to drop it down to the inside line. And Jerry looked like he had to run. That caused Dustin Longston to lift a little bit. Richard Kuhn now taking over the lead. Here comes the 83 of Shane Posey coming out to the outside. Going to take it 3 wide for the lead here. Not enough, though, to get him clear of those 2 cars with no help. Oh, the 42 of Peter DeBorgia drops it down in front of the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Now the 126 was looking at dropping down to the inside line. Decides not to. The 47 and the 42 of DeBorgia and Kuhn really get hooked up. Jerry Bergeron right there with them, though. Robert Hooligan and Shane Posey trying to get that second line to go. Ooh, I hear the thunder rumbling outside. Good thing here on iRacing, it is sunny. I think these cars would be a handful in the rain. Sanchez did drop back into 7th place. But he is up 3 spots, so he's still in contention here, folks. So we hit lap 14 at the line. Lap 13, I should say. Oh, there it is. Not exactly sure where the start-finish line is. It's not really marked. The 42, I think, is his paint scheme that he ran. That he runs, the extra life. I'm not sure if that is. If that was actually one or not. We can actually go on a chase view here. Let's take a look at some of the cars here. Like I said, I think that is... Uh-oh, ATVO just shut down on me. That's a first. Not sure why it did that. Well, folks, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Every time I turn around, we have some technical problems. There we go. We'll get our timing screen back up here. You guys don't need to see that. Richard Kuhn running the 47. Robert Hooligan in the Wrangler jeans throwback there. Dustin Loxton running his Nerdy Tudes custom paint. Jerry Bergeron running the Harley Davidson. I believe that is a custom paint. Of course, Rick Sanchez and Doug Johnson running his Bass Pro Shops. I don't know if that's a throwback or not. So the 42 of Peter DeBorgia, that is a Joe Nemechek throwback. Okay. Shane Posey running the Mellow Yellow 83. Dwayne Corbett running the McDonald's McCafe at number 9. Anthony English also in a Mellow Yellow, which he is blinking out. Of course, Mark Mann running his Batman. I don't know why it switched to an iRacing. He was running a Batman scheme. earlier. Andrew Schroeder running his New York Jets paint scheme. James Mayer in the Rusties. Let's go back to Mark Man. Maybe it'll update for me here. Andrew Zonto running a Valvoline Texaco 42. Supposed to be the 06. Chris Jordan running a custom Inferno Room. Yep, Lightning McQueen. Cole Spalding back here. He is running his personal paint scheme. Vicente Guerrero running the Budweiser. No, that is a throwback. Juan Pablo Montoya. Okay. Robert Thorne's running the Milwaukee. Again, I don't know if this is a throwback or not, Everett. Of course, Stephen Luttrell running his own paint scheme. Rick Seabrand's running the Yeti Coolers. Jack Daniels. Adam Kilday in the pit road, as well as Dave Hunt. Uh-oh. I see some guys, some big trouble back here. Vicente Guerrero was having some problems. He's got a meatball flag. He's going to have a lot of damage. Well, that's going to put Anthony English out front. Peter DeBorgia, Dustin Loxton, Jerry Bergeron, Dwayne Corbett, Richard Kuhn. Shane Posey still out on pit road. I'm trying to see Vicente Guerrero down pit road. Well, 15 laps, so yeah, we are in that pit window. Now we're going to see, here comes this group, if they're going to come down. Have to get it woed up. Get through the pit boxes. There's Mark Man's Batman car. I knew he was in that thing earlier. But that is Anthony English, James Mayer, Rick Sanchez, Mark Mann, Andrew Schroeder, Robert Hooligan, Doug Johnson. All down pit road. So Peter DeBorgia right now with 20 to go. We're going to go ahead and watch these guys for a few laps here on a little bit of Crank It Up here on MaxSpeedtv. Hang tight, folks. We will be right back. And we are back. Yeah, I had to check the radar. Eric W. out there. Buddy, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Dustin Loxton has taken over the lead. Right now, Richard Kuhn in second. Robert Hooligan in third. Peter DeBorgia in a fourth. Jerry Bergeron, and Andrew Zonto looking to make that second lane work for him. Andrew gets a little bit squirrely there. Well, I would say it's been going good, but buddy, I've been on furlough for 3 weeks now, so you know, government shutdown has got me sitting at home. They put us on furlough back at the 1st of October, so and I'm going to tell you guys, it's real stressful, you know, especially when I was, you know, when you count on that extra income from working. Of course, you know, I do get to draw some VA disability, but it's not much. It's definitely, ooh, big wiggle there by the 10 of Jerry Bergeron. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Dustin Loxton, he is still out front. Andrew Schroeder going up to the high side. Looks like Cole Spaulding has taken his car behind the wall as well. Right now it looks like we're just single file racing right now throughout the field. Shane Posey and Christopher Jordan about 8 seconds behind the group here. Christopher is a lap down. Vicente Guerrero back here 3 laps down. Looks like Cole Spaulding did take his car behind the wall. Robert Thorne's back out on the track, 8 laps down. So is Stephen Luttrell. Rick Seabrands. Ooh, Adam Kilday's missing his whole front of his car down on pit road, as well as Dave Hunt. As we get to 15 to go here, folks, again, we knew these little fall brawls, they usually don't last too long. And if you're just now joining us, what will happen is we will have our interviews with our top 3 for this race. Then we'll go to the intro screen and get logged into the next session. And once I get everything set up and ready to go, then well, we'll come back live and these guys will be practicing. Now, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, but you work in the boat and RV business, right? Or just a boat business? Whoa! That could have ended badly. Dustin Loxton bringing this group down with Peter DeBorgia and Richard Kuhn. That's going to put Robert Hooligan as your leader. Yeah, that was close. That you know, that bump coming out of that corner down into pit road is kind of brutal. Okay. Now we're coming up on Anthony English. They're making a run. Woo, to the 9. That's Dwayne Corbett. Man, that was Robert Hooligan and Dwayne Corbett coming down pit road. I see Doug Johnson back there coming down pit road as well. Oh, that's going to put the 95, Lightning McQueen, James Mayer out in the front with Anthony English in second, Mark Mann in third. So what are you doing for the local channel there, Eric? I hadn't got to talk to you in a while, bud. I know you're subcontractor, but are you reporting the news now? It looked like Andrew Zonto was looking at coming down pit road. Opted to stay out with those guys. Well, I'm going to tell you this. If I'm still waiting on them. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I know I'm still waiting on them to get my BA disability stuff all figured out. And, well, I'll tell you, if I do, if they grant me what I hope I get, there'll be a new tri-tune sitting out in my driveway. Already got one picked out, too. But James Mayer, your leader, Anthony English in second, Mark Mann in third, Sanchez, Mr. Rick Rat, he is up there in a fourth. Started in 10th, so he's up 6 spots. Jerry Bergeron right now rounding at your top 5. Andrew Schroeder in 6th. Zonto in 7th. Shane Posey back here in 8th. Dustin Loxton in 9th. Peter DeBorgia in 10th. Richard Kuhn in 11th. Robert Hooligan in 12th. Dwayne Corbett in 13th. Christopher Jordan, he is the first car a lap down in 14th. Doug Johnson down on pit road with a meatball flag. Vicente Guerrero back here in 16th as we see the 4. That is Rick Seabrands coming down pit road. Robert Thorns, he is in 17th. Stephen Luttrell. Cole Spalding is taking his car behind the wall. He is in 18th. Wow. That is crazy. So yeah, the tri-tune, we are not to go, but the tri-tune I'm looking at is a it is a Landau 224 Fisher, or what they call a fish. So it has the 2 captain seats up front with live wells in each, up in front of them, and it's already got the setup to put a, the live scope and all of that. I can do all of that, trolling motor, and all of that. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. I believe it is a 22.4 foot. It's got a 250 horsepower Suzuki on it. Which I don't know much about the Suzuki engines, but I hear they're pretty good. Oh, absolutely. If I get it, man, I live right on the lake, so. Oh, I got plenty of fishing gear. James Mayer bringing this group down for the final time, pit road. Jerry Bergeron going to take over the lead, but James Mayer, Mark Mann, Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, Andrew Schroeder, and Andrew Zonto. And that's going to put Jerry Bergeron out here in the lead by himself. I actually got to do a little fishing last weekend before last, something like that. Old Army buddy of mine went out and he took me out on one of the lakes, or actually Okmulgee Lake. I think we ended up catching 35 crappie. So it was a good day. Wow. Well, Jerry's making his way down pit road. As Mark Mann leading that big group off of pit road, 7 to go. William. Well, I don't think you could get perks like that at a bank. Now we're going to watch this group out here. Dustin Logston, Peter DeBorgia, Richard Kuhn out on that outside line. Going to try to catch up to Mark Mann here. They are going to get by Mark fairly easy. Just got to make sure you're clear. And Dustin does clear Mark. But Peter's going to have to stay out, but he is getting pushed by the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Now, is he going to take the advantage, drop it down to the inside lane in front of Dustin? He does. Now Richard and the 126 of Robert Hooligan going to try to get a run on that outside to get around Peter. We go to 5 to go here, folks. Widen it down. Only one caution, so not a bad race, really. 440 lap shootout. Oh, Richard comes down, it looked like. That's going to bring out another caution. Let's take a look here. We're going to just do a live rewind here. Let's go on board with Mark Mann, so we can kind of see what happened here. See Mark kind of push up. I don't know if he was getting hot. He goes up to that middle line, and right there, it looks like Richard may have been coming down, and Mark may have come up just a little bit. Gets into the left rear quarter panel. That sends him down into Dustin. That spins Dustin around. James Mayer with some evasive action, as well as a 44 of Anthony English. Oh, nowhere for Andrew Schroeder. He was trying to pick a way to go and ends up clipping him. The 81 of Logston. Well, that's going to bring us to our second caution here, folks. I know it says 1, but it's actually our second because ATVO shut down on me. But this will be an official GWC. It won't be an attempt. It'll be an official because we are still under regulation. So with 4 to go, I don't see anybody. They may come down and take some tires. I don't know. Rick Sanchez, Andrew Schroeder bringing his down pit road with a meatball flag. Dustin Logston coming down as well. Richard Kuhn coming down pit road with a little bit of damage as well. Looks like Jerry Bergeron Rick Seabrand's coming down pit road as well. Well, Christopher Jordan getting the lucky dog, so he's going to get his lap back and get back on the lead lap. Well, while they're pacing, folks, hang tight. Step aside. We will be right back.
Hello, race fans. Bubba Winningham here on behalf of Chevyland, proud sponsor of OP Racing's Fall Brawl. Inviting you to check out Chevyland.com for 2.9% financing for 72 months on every 2026 Silverado in stock. That's right, 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500. So whether you want the 2.7 Turbo Max with 310 horsepower, the legendary 5.3 liter V8 with 355 horsepower, the Big Daddy 6.2 liter V8 with 420 horsepower, or if you're a person that likes the Duramax diesel 3.0 liter diesel and getting over 30 miles per gallon, maybe that's a truck for you. But check out Chevyland.com right now. Give me a call, ready to talk to you anytime. Chevyland, proud sponsor of OP Racing's Fall Brawl.
Chevyland Silverado's sell-off is your chance to rustle up super-sized savings on over 140 new Silverados. Get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months on 2025 and 2026 Silverados, or up to $87.50 in total savings, plus over 140 new Silverados to choose from. Now that's big. Chevyland Silverado sell-off happens only once a year, so hurry into Chevyland today, your Silverado headquarters.
All right, folks, we are back as we get ready to go back green here. Well, I say that we're coming out of turn number 1 and 2, coming down the big long back stretch. Peter DeBoerge going to be your leader. Robert Hooligan in a second. Mark Mann third. Dwayne Corbett in a fourth. Andrew Zonto fifth. James Mayer in a sixth. I'll say that. Rick Sanchez and James kind of going back and forth there. 6th and 7th. Anthony English in 8th. Jerry Bergeron in 9th. Shane Posey right there as well. So looks like Robert may be on him to, I don't know. They're back and forth. We'll see. So it's going to be, restart's going to be on the leader. A little bit of a checkup there. Here we go. We're going to get to this little restart zone. Chevyland green flag out. Here we go. GWC. Regulation GWC, I should say. As we get back going here. Finish out this race. It is 2 to go. Well, I'd like to see Christopher Bell win it. Oklahoma kid. Uh-oh. I see people going everywhere. That's going to bring out a caution. Jerry Bergeron getting turned around there. Yeah, I believe he is from the Moore area. Norman or Moore. Rick Sanchez going to have to tow to the pit with a meatball. Shane Posey has a meatball flag as well. Yeah, Moore, Norman, they're kind of right there together, but yeah. All right, folks. Well, that caution's going to bring out our first GWC attempt outside of regulations. So let's see if we can see what happened here as we get on a chase view. It looks like it happened right there in front of Jerry. You see the 83 of Shane Posey going up to the inside. And that is the 9 of Dwayne Corbett. Looks like that bump sent him up. That was net code, folks. iRacing Superspeedway net code. Well, that gets him into the 5. The 5 goes sideways. Anthony English right up underneath and lifts up the rear end of Sanchez. And that spins Jerry Bergeron, Dustin Logston getting a piece of that as well. Unfortunately, the damage done to Rick is going to be enough. He has taken his car behind the wall. Hello, Ed. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you out there, buddy. Been a while since I seen you. Well, glad you popped on by. Well, Ed, I know you're a member of OP. You know we've got another race coming up right after this one. Well, congratulations, bud. They are going to be in the Toyota GR86s at the Daytona Road Course. And I do believe that that session may be up already, Ed. Well, buddy, I'm right there with you. I am not much of a road course guy myself. Yes and no, Eric. It's just, you know, the luck of being in the right place at the right time. But still, I mean, you got to have some skill to be able to hold your line if you're running 3 wide at Dega. Now that pace car should dive off down to the safety of pit road. I believe we're on the back stretch right now. It's hard to tell with this big super speedway of where I'm at because they don't have anything marked. Well, I mean, there is luck involved. I'm not saying there's not. You have to be lucky not to get caught up and lucky enough to avoid anything in front of you, especially if it's all going down in front of you. So, yeah, I have to agree with that. Well, there goes a pace car diving off down to pit road. we get ready to go back green. GWC attempt number 1 here at iRacing Super Speedways. The Chevyland green flag comes out once again on the loud pedal. Come on, fellas. We need to make it through this. We still got another race to go. Mark Mann going to be stuck in the middle there. Door to door with Andrew Zonto. The 126 of Robert Hooligan down behind Peter DeBorgia. Here comes the run on the outside of the 04 Mark Mann. Anthony English right now in the middle as well. We got guys spinning out. The big wreck. We got a huge wreck. Andrew Zonto, Andrew Schroeder, Robert Hooligan, James Mayer, Jerry Bergeron. Oh, some of these guys was looking forward to that. Richard Kuhn with a meatball flag. That may end his night. So the way it's looking as we may be done. Looks like it's going to be Mark Mann, Peter DeBorgia, and Andrew Zonto. Your top 3. I think we're done. Give me just a second, folks. Let me double check. And I will be right back. All right, folks. Well, that is it. Checker flag. Mark Mann, Peter DeBorgia, Andrew Zonto going to be your top 3. We're going to get these guys up here for the post-race interview. There's some extracurricular activities going on. Hang tight. We will be right back. All right, we have caught up with our top 3. We're going to start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Mr. Andrew Zonto. Let's bring Andrew up to the broadcast booth real quick. Andrew, buddy, man, it wasn't the best night of racing. I mean, we only had 3 cautions, but counting that, well, 4 counting that last one. But that finished the race under caution, but you ended up in the right spot, P3. Man, how did you feel out there?
Well, the car kind of drove good and kind of didn't drive good. We avoided all the trouble out there. Exiting the corners or entering the corners was kind of difficult. I was kind of all over the place. It's not easy on a controller. But when we got to the backstretch at the end, I was kind of hoping the caution wasn't going to come out because I know it was a guaranteed top 3, but I kind of been wanting to race it out, see if maybe I could squeeze out a second or even the win. I know I missed last week, so that win would have put me in the playoffs. But I think I'm still okay-ish in the standings, but I think I need a strong showing next race.
Well, next race we are at the Daytona Road Course. I know some of you guys are familiar with that. Some of them ain't. What are you expecting out of this next race?
Chaos. That's all I
Plain
can
and simple.
Plain and simple chaos. I wouldn't be surprised if only 15 of us show up in that race. Because the road course is not a lot of people's specialty here. But the Toyota GTs are pretty nice.
All right, well, buddy, I'm going to turn the mic over to you real quick, Andrew. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give?
Yeah, I want to say hi to any of my friends watching. Brody, what's up, my man? Thank my family. Thank you, Steven, for all the years you've been in the booth, and hope to see you racing next season. And everybody at I was about to say PGR. Wrong series. Everybody at OP for their good work year in, year out. Can't wait for season 18.
All right, buddy. We'll go celebrate. Get ready for the next session, buddy. I'll holler at you later. All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our second place finisher tonight. Not quite the finish that he probably wanted, but he'll take it anyway. Peter DeBorgia, your P2 finisher tonight. Pete, man, you had a good race going and got caught up in a few things there. That last little incident kind of checked you up, but, man, you finished out strong.
Yeah, that last restart, I kind of just had no idea what to do. I had loved working with Robert all race, so I know I could have taken the bottom, but I knew I was going to use the restart zone to try and get a little bit of distance between me and whoever. So I would have rather done that behind Andrew, jumped down and cleared Mark, rather than jumping out by myself, because then Mark and Santo are linked up and they're in the same Discord, and I figured they would just blow right past me by myself there. So I don't know. I just think the number of drivers there at the front that were working together versus just me up there, I kind of was I made the most of what I could with it. And then I saw the carnage behind me, and I was like, oh my gosh, how can I get 1 inch ahead and steal this from Mark a little bit there, and doored him a little bit and tried to squeeze by, but didn't work. And at least we still got a second. I didn't want to wreck anybody or anything like that. I just wanted to see if I could eke just a little bit ahead, because you never know where that timing loop is.
Well, really, overall, I think we had 4 total cautions. Looking at my caution count, of course, ATVO crashed on me, but I think we had 5 cautions total, actually, and then the last 2 were the GWC attempts. But all in all, though, it was really decent racing for for the Superspeedway here.
Yeah, I mean, well, the fuel number really mattered a lot, too. I know we were trying to stretch that first one out there, and that spread us all out a good bit afterwards. That wreck there with about, 4 or 5 to go, that seemed like it might have been avoidable. I'll have to go back and watch the replay, but it seemed like we kind of had the field covered amongst the 7 or 8 of us that had that good pit stop there, so thought we would kind of play it safe and play nice till the end, but I think some guys wanted to go 3 wide there with a little bit to go, and then it brought the whole field back up, and we got to do it 2 more times. So, that's just kind of what happens, and you get 1 green white. The likelihood that it ends just after that first one is low, and as cool as this series is, a lot of drivers, myself included for sure, not really stressed out about points. We were going for the win, and that's just going to, no one's happy with the 6th place, and they're here trying to win the race. So
absolutely.
It is what it is. We'll take it, and I'm glad we didn't cause any big ones and ruin anyone's day. And I don't know, we'll fire up and see what this GR86 is about, I guess.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations. Mike is yours. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give?
No, yeah, for sure. Thank you for putting on the broadcast. Thank Anthony for always organizing the Fall Brawl, man. It's a huge undertaking to run a league, especially like this one by yourself, and having double the races every week and setting up all the sessions and dealing with all the tempers and fixing all the point standings. Like, he's doing so much that people have no idea. If you've never adminned a league before, you kind of really have no idea how much labor it is and how many minutes it all takes out of your week. So shout outs to him. And then Extra Life on the side of the card this week. This is the time of year I start getting noisy about that. Next month is Extra Life month. We'll have our 24-hour stream on November 15th. You can find more at extralife.org/participant/DeBorgia. I've got my whole schedule up there. I'll be playing Metroid and Super Metroid as part of my 24-hour stream, as well as a couple Fall Brawl races that night. So it's a good time, and I hope to see you there.
All right. Sounds good, Pete. Congratulations on your P2, buddy. Go celebrate. We'll see you next race.
All right, thank you so much.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us to, well, my buddy. I don't know what else to say other than, Mark, man, your winner tonight. Mark started back there in 19th, worked your way up. Don't know. I think you might have got a little bit of an incident earlier on, but all in all, buddy, you just right spot at the right time.
Right place at right time, man. That's all it takes. In the fall brawl action.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a victory under your belt. Some good bonus points to help you get into the playoffs. Of course, you know, this next race where everybody's kind of talking about the GR86s at the Daytona Road Course, outside some comfort zones, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even practiced a single lap in those, so I guess I better get over there and do that here in a minute.
Well, we'll have a little bit of time. I still got to get everything loaded up and transitioned over. But really, all in all, man, we had the 5 cautions total. All in all, though, pretty decent race.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, you know, there are no quick repairs in Fall Brawl, which is cool for 40 laps. So it's just a basic shootout. And, yeah, it was fun. I don't know what else to say. It was good.
Well, buddy.
I got lucky.
Hey, you got the win. That's all that matters.
All that matters, man.
Well, awesome job, Mark. Not going to keep you any longer so you can go get a little bit of practice in. But the mic is yours for any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Steve, as always. And Anthony putting all this together, and all the OP admins and the mayor watching from home as she is, and everybody else watching from home, and whoever sponsored.
All right, Mark. Go celebrate, buddy. We'll see you next race.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. Well, real quick, we're going to run through, if I can find that button, we're going to run through our results here real quick. Mark, man, your winner, Peter DeBorgia in second, Andrew Zonto third, Anthony English finishing P4, Dustin Loxton in a fifth, Christopher Jordan in sixth, Dwayne Corbett seventh, Andrew Schroeder in eighth, Richard Kuhn in ninth, James Mayer in a 10th. In 11th, it's going to be Jerry Bergeron in 12th, Shane Posey, Robert Hooligan in 13th, Vicente Guerrero 14th, Rick Sanchez 15th, Robert Thorns in 16th, Stephen Luttrell in 17th, Rick Seabrands in 18th, Doug Johnson 19th, Cole Spaulding finishing in 20th, Adam Kilday 21st, Dave Hunt 22nd, Nick Wing finishing 23rd. All right, guys, well, hang tight. We're done with this race. Give me a few minutes, and we will be back with our second race at Daytona Road Course. Hang tight. We will return as quickly as possible. All right, folks, we are back. These guys are already out here practicing for the road course. As we see the 6 of Andrew Zonto already getting a little bit squirrely there. And I need to do something here real quick. I don't know. Take a look at some of the camera settings here, folks. Never run the camera setting here at Daytona Road Course, so kind of going through and looking at some of these. Bear with me, because again, having to do this on the fly, guys. Not really having anything set up. But thank you guys for sticking around as we get ready for this next race. And oh, there we go. I gotta figure out. There we go. All right. Anthony English, though, looking like he is going to have the fastest time in practice. All right, guys. Well, give me just a second. We're going to let Anthony know that we are ready to go. Hang tight. I will be right back. All right, folks, they are going to get ready to advance into qualifying. And what they're going to do is they're going to run 30 minutes of race. We'll have a competition caution. And then we'll have another 30 minutes of racing. No GWCs. So whatever happens after the caution, you know, after the 30 minutes, that's it. So I should say after the second 30 minutes. And we'll go ahead and get our qual times up here. A newcomer here. I haven't noticed that name before. By a guy by the name of Blake Trawick. Out there. I'm looking to see some familiar names. Now, I've actually seen Joe Della Vecchia before. I think I've raced with him before when I first started in OP. Of course, Dave Hunt, Adam Kilday, Vicente Guerrero, James Mayer, Robert Thorns, Dwayne Corbett, Stephen Luttrell, of course. You knew he was going to be out here. Richard Kuhn, Anthony English, Rick Seabrands. Steve Rada, our winner, our Indy winner from last week, making his way out here. Of course, Andrew Zonto. Steve Rada with a black flag already, which ain't good. Don't need a black flag in qualifying. I see Nick Ween coming out on the track. Yeah, I know it says OP curves it up 100, but it's actually a 1 hour with a competition caution. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this real quick so I can look at the event rules. 3 sets of tires. We are at 50% fuel. Again, no fast repairs. Pace speed at 60. And then a 50 mile per hour pit speed. All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for sticking around and tuning in. We got 10 viewers right now, only 7 likes. Of course, from the words of the great Eric W., please lick that like button. I'm sure Eric's screen is probably already clean from him licking the screen on his PC. Well, guys, it is going... I don't know if it's going to be a boring race or not. Again, road courses are so hard to call due to them. They'll be so spread out. That it's just going to basically be... trying to catch the action as we can. Now, I've called some road course races with Joshua before, and they I don't want to say they get stagnant, but it's hard to really catch a lot of action. We'll just kind of have to look and see if, you know, if there's a black flag thrown, a meatball flag thrown, or anything like that. We'll try to pan through the field as much as we can. Of course, this is going to be a pretty level playing field, guys. They're all going to be in the same car. Only one car allowed, and that is the Toyota GR86. Blake Trawick. I hope that I'm pronouncing his name right. Right now in the top spot with a 2:11.827. Joe Dellavecchia has a 2:12.425. Stephen Luttrell at a 2:13.157. James Mayer with a 2:13.675, 2:14.123 for Vicente, a 2:16.011 for Steve Rod, and Nick Wing with a 2:16.179. Anthony English with a 2:16.387. About 3 minutes left of qualifying. I don't know if he's going to advance the session anytime soon or if he's going to let it run out. Of course, both races tonight were sponsored by Anthony English and English's Landscaping and Snowplowing. It looks like I am in the clear right now for the weather. I'm actually looking at my radar right now. It looks like everything has moved on to the southeast of me, which was weird because the storm system that came through earlier was moving northeast, and this is moving southeast. Yeah, it looks like we are going to be in the clear, so hopefully we won't have any problems with this broadcast. Well, let's go ahead while they're qualifying. Let's look at our pre-race analytics. 6 mile an hour easterly wind, a 75-degree air temperature, track temp up at 78, a humidity at 1 degree. Again, this is a 1 hour race with a competition caution at 30 minutes. 3 sets of tires, 50% fuel, of course, a 60 mile an hour pace and a 50 mile an hour pit speed. And we are at Daytona Beach, Florida for the Daytona Road Course here tonight. We're on board right now looking out the back of the car of Anthony English. Looks like Vicente Guerrero jumping up to third place, or P3 for qualifying. Got a little bit loose, got off into the grass. Yep, Vicente may have had one too many Budweisers at last race, so. Blake Trawick, though, is going to be, looks like he is going to be your pole sitter for tonight. I don't see Blake or Joe in OP Discord, so. We are done with qualifying. I'm looking to see if maybe they come in. If not, we might just grab our P4. Anthony English jumping up into P3. Well, let's go ahead and bring Anthony up here. Well, Anthony, buddy, looks like you guys are going to have some fun out there. Got a couple of guys Now, I know one of the guys. I'm pretty sure I've raced with before, the Joe Della Vecchia. But newcomer, though, Blake Trawick, obviously knows what he's doing on a road course.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Threw down a pretty decent time. I mean, you're not too far behind him, though. He ended up in that P3 spot to start. How are you feeling on a road course there, buddy?
Not bad. I'm pretty confident. I didn't get settled into a good rhythm with the first couple packs I was out with, so I didn't get a good lap in early. But I'll take that for a put down lap for not wanting what I wanted to do. But it'll work. We'll make it work.
So the difference, other than the oval, the super speedway, you're just running in circles. Here, rhythm is real important.
Yeah, it is too. I mean, if you can't get into a little bit of a rhythm, or you're just starting your lap wrong, sometimes can just get you off rhythm, and it kind of just mess with you. So.
I see one driver already. I don't know what's going on there. You might want to check into that, but it looks like we've got a DQ. Not sure what's going on with that, but
yeah, we wrecked on this after thing.
Oh.
DQ'd a few of us, so we just had to clear it.
Okay, all right. So we're all good. Well, Anthony, man.
Pay attention. I was too busy talking to you.
Well, you guys are going to be gridding up, man. Have some fun. It looks like it's going to be a blast out there. And what a great night of racing. And big. I got to give and Peter, said it the best. The stuff that goes in to the fall brawl, doing the double races, the setup, and everything. It takes a lot of time, and I know you've been busy. We talked earlier, and congratulations to you and everything that is going on with you right now, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna do as best we can. Every day getting better. Every day trying to make the league better. Every day trying to be better as a person. Just the normal. Everyday struggle as a human being.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're gonna struggle to try to turn left and right.
There you go. Well, you guys are in your warm up. Good luck, my brother, and hopefully we'll catch you at the end of the race.
All right, sounds good, Steve.
All right, buddy.
Don't forget, we'll be having a competition caution at minute 30.
Yep, I've got that up.
We'll wrap it up.
Got that up. Got that put up. I got to change the little bar up there, but yeah, we got you covered, brother.
Sounds good, bud. We'll catch you at the end, hopefully.
All right, bud. All right. Well, these guys are coming out and getting their warm-up laps in. Joe Della Vecchia out there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I've ran with Joe before. He is kind of blinking out a little bit. Blake Trawick out there as well. Vicente Guerrero with a black flag. Not sure what he got the black flag for. Adam Kilday out there as well. Well, let's do, while they are in their warm-ups, let's go ahead and let's take a look. Where is my chase? We're going to go screenshot. Look at some of these cars. We are on Adam Kilday right now. A beautiful looking car here. Let's take a look. Let's see if we get, there we go. Get that wall out of the way. Vicente Guerrero in the X14. Blake Trawick at a Bad Habit Garage. Showing 698, 974 on ATVO. And Christopher Jordan running a black and white paint scheme. Dwayne Corbett, of course, running his 9. I would think he was a Casey Kane fan. What do you think, Eric? Well, Stephen Luttrell out there in his standard orange and black. Richard Kuhn, he is in the Monster Energy 47. Mark Mann looking like a highway patrolman. As we get ready to go green flag racing here, we are done with the warm-up laps. Let's go ahead and get to our starting grid. Blake Trawick, your pole sitter. Joe Della Vecchia in second. Row number 2, Anthony English, Vicente Guerrero. Row number 3, Stephen Luttrell, Dwayne Corbett. Row number 4, James Mayer, Robert Thorns. Row number 5, Richard Kuhn, Rick Seabrands. Row number 6, Steve Rada, Nick Wing. Row number 7 is going to be Peter DeBorgia and Dave Hunt. Row number 8, Christopher Jordan and Shane Posey. Row number 9, Mark Mann, Robert Hooligan. Row 10, Andrew Zanto, Doug Johnson. Row 11, Adam Kilday, Andrew Schroeder. And that is going to make up our field. 22 cars out here tonight, folks. It's like to say 13, but I forgot to hit the little P button to get everybody in numerical order. Pace car is out there. They are rolling now. Looking back through the field. It's like an early morning race. I'm not exactly sure of the time. Looks like Joe might be blinking out just a little bit. Well, that pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road. We get to that start zone. That Chevyland green flag comes out. Here we go, folks. We are green flag racing. Daytona Road Course OP style. Before the OP curves it up 100. Race number 2 of the Fall Brawl on a Saturday night. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Blake takes a pretty commanding lead right off the bat. Anthony English gets around Joe Della Vecchia. Now James Mayer looking at making up some room. Stephen Luttrell, though, with a good move to the inside of James for that P4 spot. Now we're 3 wide coming down this little straightaway here, coming into this next turn. They're going to have to shut it down as we see these guys making their way around the turn here. Mark Mann. I believe that was Steve Rada. Robert Thorns making their way around. We come through this little hairpin. Coming down to the long back on the back straightaway here before we get to the chicane, bus stop, whatever you want to call it. Blake Trawick, though, jumping out to the front, not looking back. Speeds are only about 125, 126 miles an hour. I do see a 130. And that's on the straightaway. He's going to have to get it shut down a little bit for this bus stop. Blake seemed to handle it pretty good. Oh, we're going to have some people spinning around. That's Christopher Jordan. Peter DeBorgia having issues in the bus stop there. Some damage to Peters. He is dog walking his car. He is up into the outside wall. Unfortunately, he is probably going to have to tow because he gets a black or a meatball flag. Don't see a lot of damage on Christopher's car. Blake throwing down a 2:18.739. Wouldn't expect that first lap to be real fast. Being out front, don't really need to push it. Oh, Anthony English going around. Somehow, Anthony was able to get through that with minimum damage. Oh, come on, iRacing. Don't do this. iRacing's been working so good. And there she goes. All right, folks. Hang tight. Let me get this fixed. I'll be right back.
Chevyland Silverado's sell-off is your chance to rustle up super-sized savings on over 140 new Silverados. Get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months on 2025 and 2026 Silverados, or up to $87.50 in total savings, plus over 140 new Silverados to choose from. Now that's big. Chevyland Silverado's sell-off happens only once a year, so hurry into Chevyland today, your Silverado headquarters.
All right, folks, we got her fixed. Back out here racing once again. Let me go ahead and get my trading paints back up and running here. Right now, we're watching Richard Kuhn, Mark Mann. Adam Kilday. I'm not sure who the 4 car is right there. Oh, that's Mr. Rick Seabrands. I'm used to seeing the Yeti cooler car for Rick. And let me get my track back up here. Excuse me. Well, Blake Trawick, he has really walked away with it. He's got a 3-second lead on Joe Dellavecchia. Stephen Luttrell right there, though, with the 95 of James Mayer. Getting that good run. Coming off of that corner. Ooh, Steve a little bit wide. He is going to have to cut that corner a little bit. That slowed him down. He is down to 96 miles an hour. So he is coming back up to race speed. He may have had to slow down for cutting that corner a little too much. But he is still in third. Or no, he is fifth, I'm sorry. Dwayne Corbett in fourth. Luttrell in fifth. Anthony English sixth. Vicente Guerrero seventh. Richard Kuhn in 8th. Robert Thorns in 9th. Rick Seabrands in 10th. Adam Kilday there in 11th. Got Mark Mann here in 12th. Shane Posey 13th. Andrew Schroeder in 14th. Back here with Dave Hunt in 15th. Andrew Zanto 16th. Steve Rada in 17th. Christopher Jordan 18th. Nick Wing sitting down on pit road. But Blake, he is having no problems with this track and this car. He's got a 5-second lead on Joe. James Mayer right there with him. Again, after we'll have 30 minutes of racing, we'll have a competition caution, and then we'll finish out the last 30 minutes. The lights are on. We are going to be night racing here, folks. We see the headlights on these cars. So we're watching Dwayne Corbett, Stephen Luttrell, Vicente Guerrero coming through the bus stop now. Robert Thorns, Rick Seabrands, Adam Kilday. Everybody seemed to be making their way through it fairly good. Shane Posey, he is coming into the bus stop now, up on 3 wheels. Here comes Dave Hunt, Andrew Zanto, Andrew Schroeder, and Steve Rada. And then Christopher Jordan, not really up to speed as he is coming down the long back straightaway here, getting to the bus stop. Now Blake has opened up a 6-second gap. Nobody behind him for a while. Joe Dellavecchia is back here, though. James Mayer, Dwayne Corbett, Anthony English, and Stephen Luttrell. We're talking about Anthony. You know, rhythm is very important on a road course. Being able to hit your marks and keep that same rhythm. It's kind of hard to do at times. Stephen was looking to the inside of Anthony. Anthony was able to get the car rotated down into the corner. See what happens here as we come to this little hairpin here. Good corner, good turns by those two guys. But Blake Trawick, though, out front. 8-second gap on Joe Dellavecchia. But Joe's got a battle here with James Mayer for that P2 spot. James looking to the inside. Going to try to cut this corner off. James is going to have the edge coming to this bus stop. And he does overtake Joe Dellavecchia on the bus stop. Coming through, out, and onto the tri-oval. English still right here. Stephen Luttrell right there with the Vicente Guerrero. Don't really have, well, he's got some people behind him. Robert Thorns and Adam Kilday. Rick Seabrands, Richard Kuhn, and Mark Mann. Looks like Richard is looking to the inside of Seabrands. Mark Mann kind of wide on that turn. Honestly, guys, I will be 100% honest. I do not know how to call a road course race. I'm winging it. I am winging it. Newcomer, though, to Saturday in the 974, Blake Trawick, opening up almost a 10-second gap on James and Joe. You see the timer up in the top left-hand corner. I think gets down to about 35 minutes left. We should start getting ready for our competition caution. Now Joe's looking to the inside of James, but decides not to take that inside line. Great job by these guys. I'm actually impressed. I'm sure a lot of these guys probably ran some road courses in their time on iRacing. Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Luttrell, or Adam Kilday, Robert Thorns making their way through. Mark Mann, Richard Kuhn, and Rick Seabrands made their way through. Here comes Shane Posey, Andrew Zonto, Steve Rada, Andrew Schroeder. Steve Rada cutting that corner, couldn't make the turn. He is going to get a time penalty. Here comes Dave Hunt through the bus stop now. And Christopher Jordan still back here as we see the big airplane landing at the Daytona International Airport, I think. Blake is really just out here cruising around. He has gotten, unless he makes a major mistake, he is going to be way out front. Shane Posey coming down pit road with a black flag. More than likely speeding on pits. Unfortunately, it looks like Shane has taken his car behind the wall. James Mayer moving up to P2. Let's get our driver bar up here so we can see who we're looking at. Of course, when iRacing shut down, it killed my starting positions. That was Joe Delavecchia. Couldn't quite make the bus stop, so he is going to have to give some time back. That's going to allow Anthony English up in a 2-3rd. So that bus stop is going to be causing some people some problems. Mark Mann. Some issues with Mark there. Don't know what happened to Mark, but he has fallen off the pace. Andrew Schroeder, Steve Rod, and Andrew Zonto. With Dave Hunt coming into this little bus stop here, or chicane. I think it's called a couple of different things by different people. It looks like Shane Posey, Nick Wink, and Peter DeBorgia have taken their cars behind the wall. So they are done for the night. But Blake Trawick, though, walking away. 12-second lead on James Mayer. Battle, though, right here. This is where the battle's at for P3. Anthony English, Joe Delavecchia, and Steven Luttrell all battling for that P3 spot. Vicente Guerrero now has company with him. Adam Kilday, Robert Thorns, and Dwayne Corbett. Oh, Dwayne tried to cut down, had a car to his inside. That is the 30 of Robert Thorns. Unfortunately, got him sideways as Richard Kuhn, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann is still in it, still fighting. Let's get back up here. Steven Luttrell, Joe Delavecchia, and Anthony English coming through the chicane here. Vicente Guerrero trying to make his way through the chicane. Got Adam Kilday right there. Robert Thorns, Dwayne Corbett back here. Richard Kuhn. Rick Seabrands. Anthony has opened up a little bit of a gap on Joe. We see right there Anthony, Joe, and then Steven. Steven's trying to make some ground up here. Currently in 5th. Adam Kilday going to lead this group. Him, Vicente Guerrero, Robert Thorns. Then we got Dwayne Corbett, Richard Kuhn, and Rick Seabrands. Oh, Richard had to lock his brakes up a little bit there. Really slowed down on that corner. That's going to allow Rick to close that gap. Now Rick looking to the outside. Ooh, easy there. Rick Seabrands up on that rumble strip. Now James Mayer going to have Anthony English knocking on his door. Joe Delavecchia, though, back here with Steven Luttrell. Dave Hunt missed a turn, got the meatball flag, towed to the pits. He may be out of the race as well. We'll watch and see here. Yes, he has taken his car behind the wall. Now Steven Luttrell looking to the outside, trying to get it around Joe Delavecchia on that outside line. Is he going to have enough? He did. Now he is currently now in P4. Now Joe looking to the inside as we get to this first turn. Oh, too fast, too hard into the corner. That's going to allow, that's the mistake. Got to wait, be patient. As Joe did right there. Steven made that mistake, came in too hot. Got too wide on that corner, sent him out. That allowed Joe to come around on the inside for P4. Now Anthony English trying to catch up with James Mayer. Blake Trawick, though, 16-second gap on P2. We should be having our first competition caution here in just a few laps. Or just a few minutes, I should say. Don't worry about the GWC, folks. We will not have any GWCs here. I am just waiting on that competition caution. We're at 17 seconds. We see the gap to the leader, 17.461 seconds behind the leader. Again, all we're waiting on now is the competition cautions. I'm sure guys will come in and get some fuel, some tires, and then we'll stack them back up and do a restart. We got a battle right here. Robert Thorne is making his way around Adam Kilday for that P6 spot. That was Vicente Guerrero. He is catching up with him. Dwayne Corbett right there. Richard Kuhn back here. Got Rick Seabrands right there as well. Mark Mann coming out of the corner. Steve Rada, Andrew Schroeder right here together. Andrew Zonto not too far behind. Christopher Jordan right here. 16 cars left in the field. As we see some of the fans watching the race here at Daytona. No, it'll be just a winner for overall, Mike. They didn't say anything about a stage winner or anything like that. I think it's just going to be, you know, whoever wins at the end of the race is the winner of the race. They'll just have a competition caution is what they're calling it. Which it shows 18 to go. But by the way, Mike, how you been doing, buddy? I ain't seen you around in a little while. I'm sure you've probably been busy down there as well. Yeah, right now it's not that big of a deal. Well, probably so, Eric. Like I said, I did get to go about a week or so ago with old Army buddy of mine. Took me out on his boat. We went out there with the old live scope. Ended up catching 34 or 35 crappie. And they wasn't monsters, but they wasn't they wasn't real little either. Well, Mike, if I wasn't furloughed, buddy, I'd probably be making a trip down there to do some fishing. But since I'm furloughed and don't have anything really coming in at the moment, it's kind of hard for me to really go anywhere. Well, let's go ahead and run through while we're waiting on this competition caution to come out. Blake Trawick is your leader right now. James Mayer currently in second. Anthony English in third. Stephen Luttrell in fourth. Joe Delavecchia in fifth. Adam Kilday sixth. Dwayne Corbett in seventh. Vicente Guerrero eighth. Robert Thorns in ninth. Richard Kuhn in 10th. Mark Mann in 11th. Rick Sebrands in 12th. Steve Brada in 13th. Andrew Schroeder in 14th. Andrew Zonto 15th. And Christopher Jordan in 16th. And here we go. This is your competition caution, folks. This caution does come out. Oh, I know, brother. I know. And one of these days, I will get down there. I promise you. All right. Well, the pace car does come out here. As the leader catches up, everybody will get caught back up and all back together. These guys are still having to really get caught up with the leader, though. Blake Trawick really has walked away with this. Okay, I am not even going to try to pronounce that name, Eric. I'm going to say it's Thanotosasa. What? Thanotosasa. I'm just going to call it Lake Tonto. All right, guys, they are finally catching up to our leader. But we still got some guys that are trailing behind. Of course, we got to give a big shout out to Bubba Winningham and Chevyland. Again, they are sponsoring the series for the Fall Brawl 2. And then Thanotosasa. Sasa. Yeah, Lake Tonto. I gotta check and see. I'm not seeing a packet loss or anything on my computer, so yeah, that's not even trying it. Not even trying it. Lake Tonto. That's what we're calling it. All right. Well, these guys will probably be coming down pit road. Again, they do get 3 sets of tires. Of course, we got to give a big shout out to Anthony English at English's Landscaping and Snowplowing, sponsoring this weekend's races. Yeah, I know. And every time I say I'm from Lake Eufaula, they say, "Oh, you're from Alabama?" No, no. We've got a Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma, too. Springfield? No. I've been, there's Springfields everywhere. I think there's a Springfield, Illinois. There's a Springfield, Missouri. I'm sure there's a Springfield, Texas somewhere. Well, Blake came out of the pits as your leader. Dwayne Corbett moving up to second. James Mayer falling back to third. Anthony English fourth. Stephen Luttrell in fifth. Joe Delavecchia in sixth. Adam Kilday seventh. Richard Kuhn in eighth. Mark Mann in ninth. Rick Seabrands in 10th. And Steve Rada coming out in 11th. Andrew Schroeder 12th. Robert Thorns in at 13th. Vicente Guerrero still down on pit road, as well as Andrew Zonto. Andrew is now moving. And Christopher Jordan is in 16th. Like Vicente's still down there. He goes. He is finally moving. We'll wait till he gets out of there. I want to bring him up real quick. He's probably going to get mad at me for it. Go ahead. Yo, Benny.
Yo.
What's happening, brother?
You know, same old, but running a road course, I guess.
Well, man, we were talking to Anthony about this earlier. Getting in a good rhythm on the road course is what you need. Are you struggling to get that rhythm?
Yeah, it's kind of tough, because if you get your tires hot and greasy, it changes your rhythm and you can't focus and you're just trying to catch it, and sometimes you overdrive the car, and yeah, it's a whole lot of Nebraska. It's a whole lot of different what we're used to here, Superspeedway racing. So, but it's fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun. I'm having a blast.
Well, unfortunately, iRacing just crashed on me again. I think I'm getting packet losses.
Oh, that's no good.
That is no good. So, well, we're going to get you back down there, Vicente. Let me get this thing re-kicked off, and good luck the rest of the race, brother.
All right, thank you.
All right, folks. Well, bear with me just a second. Let me get this thing reset, but I will be right back. All right, we made it back. We are still pacing under caution here for this competition. Caution. A pace car will dive off down to pit road. We will go back green here. 30 more minutes going around in this road course. Chevyland green flag back out once again. These guys are on the loud pedal. We're looking at 3 wide right here coming into this first turn. Dwayne Corbett getting turned around back here in the back. Looks like he's the only one that got mixed up in that. Joe Dellavecchia, though, dropping back to 14th. As we look up through the field here, we are side-by-side racing. One car off on the grass. '47 of Richard Coon there. Like he was, oh, he is off the grass. So is Vicente. That allows the 06 of Andrew Zonto to come around on the inside. The 48 of Andrew Schroeder right on the bumper of Vicente. We'll either have 30 minutes or 9 laps to go. Blake, though, is really walking away with this race. Anthony English in second. Stephen Luttrell up to third. Stephen looking to the outs or inside of Anthony as they come in through the chicane here. James Mayer, Adam Kilday. Vicente Wild coming through the chicane, able to maintain and hold on to it. Dwayne Corbett trying to make up some ground after getting turned. Joe Dellavecchia right there with him. Christopher Jordan, he is just back here running his own race. Blake's already opened up a 2-second gap on Anthony and Steven, but these guys are trying to draft to get caught up, and iRacing has crashed on me again. Unbelievable. Why is it doing that? All right, folks, hang tight. We're going to get this thing going once again. Okay, we are back once again. Hopefully, we can finish out this race. I hate to say it, but if it does it again, I'm going to call it. But Blake Trawick, though, he is out front right now. We go on board with Blake. And I am not liking this camera. Blake right now does have a 5-second lead on Anthony English. Andrew Zonto and Steve Rada, both with meatball flags down on pit road. And Steve is having some strange issues going on with his car. Andrew Schroeder with a meatball flag now. So we got 3 more drivers down on pit road with meatball flags. Well, we're going to go ahead and step aside, and we're going to hear from Mr. Bubba Winningham of Chevyland.com. Hang tight.
Hello, race fans. Bubba Winningham here on behalf of Chevyland, proud sponsor of OP Racing's Fall Brawl. Inviting you to check out Chevyland.com for 2.9% financing for 72 months on every 2026 Silverado in stock. That's right, 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500. So whether you want the 2.7 Turbo Max with 310 horsepower, the legendary 5.3 liter V8 with 355 horsepower, the Big Daddy 6.2 liter V8 with 420 horsepower, or if you're a person that likes the Duramax Diesel 3.0 liter diesel and getting over 30 miles per gallon, maybe that's a truck for you. But check out Chevyland.com right now. Give me a call, ready to talk to you anytime. Chevyland, proud sponsor of OP Racing's Fall Brawl.
Silver you do. Wow. Looks like we got a little action going on back here. Richard Kuhn, Dwayne Corbett, James Mayer. With James and Dwayne right here battling for that P8 spot. James all over the bumper. Richard Kuhn back here. Now Rick Seabrand's getting around Joe Dellavecchia as they battle side by side. Oh, well, I used to be a salesman, but at a car dealership, but it was for Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler. Well, Blake's really picking up where he left off. About an 8-second gap now. 9-second gap on Anthony. Stephen Luttrell falling back. Now he's got passed by Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, and Robert Thorns. Again, big battle back here. Joe Dellavecchia, Richard Kuhn, Rick Seabrands battling for that 10th spot. This is the battle right now to watch. Mark Mann right there. Adam Kilday, Stephen Luttrell, Joe Dellavecchia, Richard Kuhn, and Rick Seabrands battling back here for that P10 spot. '68 Dodge Dart. Wow. My first vehicle was a 1979 Chevrolet pickup, long bed, with some people called it a 4-speed. Ooh. Adam Kilday going a little bit wide there. Some people called it a 4-speed. I called it a 3-speed with a granny gear. And it had an inline 6-cylinder. And I'm going to tell you, that thing was tough as nails. I run that sucker bone dry on oil. Had a bad knock in it. Put oil in it. Fired right up like nothing was ever wrong with it. Ooh, Adam going a little bit wide again. That's going to allow Mark Mann to peek in on the inside. Looks like Andrew Zonto still down on pit road, as well as Andrew Schroeder and Steve Rada. Blake, though, opening up a 10-second gap on Anthony English. He is just screaming through this race course right now. Pretty good battle here between Vicente Guerrero and Steven Luttrell. Now we got a battle. Adam Kilday looking to the outside of Mark Mann for P4. I tell you, I'm actually, of course, if everything goes the way I want, I'm going to have me a little project engine out there and maybe a little project vehicle in the driveway. I really want me a little short bed Chevrolet again. And I don't know if I'm going to do the 5.3 liter or if I'm going to do the old square body. I like to get an old square body, but them things are hard to come by. Even in rough shape, they're expensive. Guys cutting the grass there. You see the grass flying up through the air. Blake opened up at a 13-second gap on Anthony English. Yeah, Eric, I'm sorry, buddy. Well, Eric, if you're going to be in your channel here after the race, hang out. I'll be over here. I'll come by and visit you. Again, Blake is just walking away with this race, folks. Robert Thorns is just about 3 seconds behind Anthony. Mark Mann about 5 seconds. Oh, Vicente Guerrero catching that rumble strip. Got him a little bit loose, it looked like. That's going to allow James Mayer to take advantage of that and come around Vicente. Now Dwayne Corbett, he is looking to get around Vicente. He drops down to the apron. Unfortunately, has to get around him that way. I think I would have probably went to the high side instead of the low side. Rick Seabrand's Richard Kuhn back here battling for that P10 spot right now. Andrew Schroeder still down on pit road, as well as Andrew Zonto. Steve Rada is just now coming back out on the track. Customize it into a truck. I think that would be one. I hate to say it, Eric. I think that'd be one ugly little truck. Truck Junior. Well, right now, Blake is your leader. Anthony English running P2. Robert Thorns P3. Mark Mann in P4. Adam Kilday P5. Steven Luttrell P6. James Mayer P7. Dwayne Corbett P8. Vicente Guerrero in P9. And Richard Kuhn rounding out your top 10. Rick Seabrand's in 11th. Joel Delavecchia in 12th. Chris Jordan back here on the lead lap. Still on the lead lap in 13th. Steve Rada 14th. Andrew Zonto still down on pit road in 15th. Looks like Andrew Schroeder has taken his car behind the wall. Well, let me see. Let me holler at Andrew real quick. Hey, Andrew, Steve up in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what happened, dude? I said, all of a sudden you had a meatball.
Oh, I just had a bad corner. Got into the back of Sanzo. I just lost where I was. Screwed up. It happens.
Well, I mean,
you don't road race a lot.
I was fixing to say, this is not something you guys are used to running.
No, I ran good for a while. It was just me and Rada ran door to door for a while, and I just screwed up. It happens.
Well, man, I hate that it ended your night.
I got into stands. I know. I got into a couple guys, but it wasn't intentional. But it is what it is.
Well, it's a road course. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. It was fun though. A lot of fun. I can't wait for the 24.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Andrew. I am not a road course guy. I it's not that I despise it. I just don't have enough experience on road courses. And I know we were talking to Anthony earlier about getting in a rhythm. Even if you get to a slightest bump, that gets you out of rhythm on these road courses, correct?
Yeah, depending on where it's at. But I just, you gotta. Sometimes if you lose track where you are, you're all right. But when I think we were all grouped up there, and I just lost it. Lost where I was. Broke. Santo had broke a little harder than I was expecting, and I was already screwed up. I was screwing that corner up either way. So, it was just, it's a rhythm thing. Yeah, if you're not in rhythm, the beginning half I was good. I was just kind of chilling, and then I don't know. After that caution, after that break, I just couldn't get back into a good rhythm.
Well, we've been watching. The leader, he's led pretty much the whole race. This guy,
Blake, I've known Blake a long time. He's a professional. He runs these cars at Daytona.
Wow.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
I was fixing to say,
he's a really good oval guy too. Yeah.
This dude is fast and he is smooth.
Yeah, and I think he's ran those the real life Miatas. I think.
Oh, really?
But I know he does this road stuff. He does karts, big with karts. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see him running so good. He's good on ovals too. It's not like he's good on roads.
Well, it seems like he's at home and he's comfortable out here on this track.
Yeah, I've known Blake a while. Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
Well, Drew, thank you, buddy, for coming up visiting with me, man. And I hate that your night ended early.
It's just it's just not been. I don't know. Super speedways have just not been great lately, man. And this hasn't gotten any better. So sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
Yeah. Well, Monday, we're starting our Monday night premiere, man. I'm actually excited to be back out there on the track with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to run with you. Yeah, it's been a while. You've been doing a lot of broadcasts. Yeah, I'm running with the CFM boys this season.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm gonna try hard this season.
Well,
I'm really try to be focused, but we'll see.
Well, you've got a good team and a good crew with you. So
you have to be a good team around me, and so we'll see what we can do. So 08's not one of my good tracks, so we'll do better.
Yeah, that's not my favorite either.
In there, I would feel much better about it. I just hate 08.
I do too.
I get why they run it. Totally get it.
It's they've ran it ever since they started. So
since the beginning, I've been here since the beginning too, and they've been running it every season.
Yeah,
so we just got to stick with it.
All right, buddy.
So, yeah, great broadcast, man. I look forward to running with you on Monday.
I'm looking forward to it, brother. I am.
Did you get a team or no?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Nobody's reached out to me, so I may just be an independent. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we'll work with you. You know that.
Oh, I know. So.
All right, brother.
All right, take care, Andrew.
All right, take care. Later.
Bye. All right, well, guys, we are winding this down. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of 08. you know, it's hard to. It's especially trying to go 3 wide at that track as rough as it is. If you got somebody like me, I get nervous when I go 3 wide, especially if I'm in the middle. You know, so and that's a tough track to go 3 wide at, as rough as it is. So, well, guys, we show 3 laps to go. It has been a long one, and that is for sure. But now we know why Blake is real comfortable here. Would love to talk to him, but at the same time, you know, he is not in our Discord channel. So right now he is leading. Got a 21-second gap on Anthony English. Robert Thorns back here in a 3rd. Adam Kilday in 4th. James Mayer in 5th. Dwayne Corbett in 6th. Vicente Guerrero 7th. Rick Seabrands in 8th. Well, he's got time to stop, take a selfie, run to the concession stand. And we're door to door right here with Rick Seabrands and it looked like Richard Kuhn. Trying to see who is that. No, that's Joe Delavecchia. All right, folks, we are on the final lap. And that has ended the race. Blake going to be your winner. Now we're going to look, see, it looks like Anthony English is going to take 2nd. Looks like Robert Thorns in a 3rd. Adam Kilday in a 4th. James Mayer 5th. Dwayne Corbett in a 6th. Vicente Guerrero in 7th. Joe Delavecchia in 8th. Rick Seabrands in a 9th. Richard Kuhn in 10th. Mark Mann in 11th. Stephen Luttrell 12th. Christopher Jordan 13th. Steve Rada 14th. Andrew Zonto in 15th. Andrew Schroeder 16th. Dave Hunt 17th. Shane Posey 18th. Nick Wing 19th. Peter DeBorgia in 20th. All right, guys. Well, hang tight. We're going to catch up with the ones that we can catch up with. Because I still don't see Blake in our Discord channel. So we'll catch up with our 2nd and 3rd place finisher here in just a minute. Hang tight. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with our top three. We're going to start with our third place finisher here tonight, Mr. Robert Thorns. Let's get Robert up into the booth here real quick. Robert, buddy, man, it's been a long night, but you held your own. I mean, you started, it shows that you started in 8th, finished in P3. So really, I mean, it's for a track and a race that we, normally don't do, road course for a super speedway. You guys did pretty well.
Yeah, I've always taken a liking to road courses, so Daytona's been a little bit of a better one for me. But I started up there in 8th, was running, had some speed but not a lot. Got into a couple incidents, but I feel like it was racing deals. Then we had that competition break. Got everything stacked up. I had some damage, so got that fixed. Started in the back, and I guess just the luck of the draw, I took off and was able to get myself in a position where, I didn't have anyone behind me really threatening me, so I could just kind of cruise my way to finishing third.
Well, I'm not a real road course savvy guy. I struggle on road courses, but watching you guys drive these Toyotas, they seem to handle this road course fairly well.
Yeah, these cars. Honestly, this is my first time running these cars at this track, but they're loads of fun here. I ran the 24 hours in the past, in the Ferraris and stuff, but these I have more fun in.
Well, it seemed like you guys had a great time. I'm not going to keep you any longer, man. It's been a long night. And forgive me if I've mispronounced your name. Is it Thorns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thorns.
I've been right there the whole time. Well, Robert, brother, the mic is yours. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, bud?
Nope, not really. Just, thanks to Anthony and everyone for, hosting these events and letting me be a part of it.
All right, buddy. Well, go celebrate. Congratulations on your P3 tonight, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our second place finisher tonight, and we'll get him up here, Mr. Anthony English. Man, you started up front. You finished in P2. But, man, you guys surprised me, Anthony. I'm used to watching you guys go in the big circles, but you guys handled these cars fairly well. We only had a few little incidents out on the track. Guys maybe taking the corners a little too hard, coming in a little too hot, but it's like I was telling Robert, I am not a road course guy. I don't know a lot about it. I just don't have the experience out there that some other guys have. How did these cars handle for you out there on this road course tonight?
Not too bad for everybody but Blake. It was our first day pretty much ever running these, and so it wasn't too bad. We all got a little bit of practice earlier in the day, and then we had a little bit of practice today, and we didn't expect somebody like Blake to show up and do what he did, but we did what we could, and we put up what we could there, and I think it was pretty decent. It went pretty well. Maybe a little bit long. Maybe we'll do a little bit shorter if we do something like this next time. But yeah, all in all, not a bad run. I'll take it. I'll take a second.
Well, good points tonight, buddy. Of course, the session ended because I think we took a little too long. But of course, I had some technical difficulties. iRacing, I got to figure out why he keeps crashing on me. But all in all, buddy, it was a long night. It was a fun night. Good to see you guys out there kind of getting into things that a little bit outside the super speedway comfort zone, but awesome job.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I like it. I'm comfortable in certain cars doing road course stuff, so I dabble in it here and there, and so. But no, it was a good handling car. I think everybody had fun that had the ability to do what they could do.
Well, as definitely,
I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was an easy learning curve.
Oh yeah. Well, it seemed like the cars.
Drafty.
Yeah, I was fixing to say it seemed like the cars handled really well out there too.
It did too. I mean, it was all about your line and stuff like that. And like I said, they were pretty drafty. I mean, you were drafting and running with people for a while until you broke that draft and all that jazz. And I messed up early in the race and had to fight back to get back where I got. And so I guess I'm lucky to even finish where I finished early.
Well, man, awesome job. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with road courses, and you know it's a hard race to call sometimes, especially when everybody gets as spread out as you guys were. I mean, we had some good battles. I mean, there's no doubt there was some good battles, but all in all, it was a great night, Anthony. Well, buddy, the mic is yours. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give?
Yeah, big shout out to you guys, Max Speed, you Steven, what you guys been doing for us and everything for the fall brawl. Big shout out to Joshua coming back next season and stuff. It'll be fun. I hope to still see you round two, off and on there, just in case Josh don't ever miss a week. But it'll be fun. Big shout out to the admins, everybody else that makes this happen, everything that we did tonight. It's like a first time thing for us doing something like this, so it might have been a little bit longer than normal, but we'll fine tune in, maybe do something again like it next season. We'll, you never know. We'll see. Big shout out to the team. We did what we could tonight. Ran pretty decent. Jim was up front there for a while. Like Mark got close up there for a while and all that. So, we did what we could here to show that us Superspeedway boys can do a little bit to right turning and shit. Pardon me. But yeah, big shout out to the family, friends, my beautiful girlfriend, my dad, and everything watching at home. Sponsor tonight. Wait, that's me. Okay, me. For sponsoring Bubba and Chevyland and all them guys for coming on board for the whole season sponsorship and everything. And I look forward to the rest of the season. I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
I think so too, Anthony. Go celebrate, buddy. We will catch up with you here soon, man.
Thank you much.
All right. Well, that's going to get us to our winner tonight. We'll go ahead and bring him up to the booth here. Blake, buddy, man, what a race for you tonight. Basically starting out front and never look back.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk a little bit, man. It's the first time I've actually got to call a race with you in it. But I kind of got a little bit of background from Andrew Schroeder. I guess you and Andrew have raced together quite a bit. Me and Andrew kind of became friends, raced on the same team for our Monday Night Premier League. But apparently you're no stranger to this car or this track.
No, sir. I actually raced in real life back in March here, so I kind of remembered a few things, apparently.
Well, it worked out for you, Blake. I mean, man, Just to kind of get a little bit here, how much difference is it? And of course, we're talking about a simulator to real life, but the mechanics and everything is pretty similar.
Yeah, these cars with the grip, like it feels pretty close to how it did at the track. Unfortunately, the only thing you don't get is just those G-forces when you hit those corners. You really feel that when you're at Daytona. Like it's. First few laps, your stomach kind of tilts a little bit, but other than that, like these cars they got it pretty similar. Like I didn't feel too much different running tonight versus when I was racing back in March.
Wow, well, man, awesome job. I know it's been a long night for all of us. We've had a double race tonight, so we're not going to keep you any longer, Blake. Awesome job. Congratulations on the win tonight. So normally what we do is I turn the mic over to you to give me your final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate.
Thanks for whoever was hosting the race here, and Steve for letting me know to come race tonight. Obviously, you up here in the broadcast and everybody watching. Keep it kind of interesting out here.
All right. Well, Blake, thank you, sir. Congratulations. Go celebrate, and we will catch up with you at some point. I'm not sure when.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. All right, well, that's going to bring us to our results here. If it'll let me show this. Blake Trawick, your winner tonight. Anthony English in second. In third, Robert Thorns. It's a good finish by Robert tonight. Adam Kilday fourth. James Mayer fifth. Dwayne Corbett sixth. Vicente Guerrero in seventh. Joe Delavecchia in eighth. Rick Seabrands in ninth. Richard Kuhn rounding out your top 10. Mark Mann finishing in 11th. Stephen Luttrell 12th. Christopher Jordan 13th. Steve Rada 14th. Andrew Zonto 15th. Andrew Schroeder in at 16th. Dave Hunt in 17th. Shane Posey 18th. Nick Wing 19th. Peter DeBorgia in 20th. Robert Hooligan 21st. And Doug Johnson in 22nd. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight on MaxSpeedTV and the OP Fall Brawl. Glad everybody tuned in. Thank you for showing up tonight. I know it's been a long night. We had some computer issues, but we worked through that. So big shout out. Eric W. out there in chat. Everett Grover, I know, was out there. William and Lorna Luttrell. Mike Edgerton, Fish on Adventures out there. Thank you for tuning in. Brendan Kennedy, Ed DeBoer. Let's see, am I missing anybody? Belva, I can't forget about Belva. Belva was out there for a little while. Probably still watching, listening to me talk. Let's see. Make sure I am not missing anybody, folks. Give me just a second while I go back through the chat here. Dylan, my nephew Dylan Lane out there was tuning in. Yep, that's pretty much it. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget, well, I was fixing to say we got Monday Night Premier League, but I will be out there racing. But KR will be picking up the broadcast on Monday nights on his channel, so be sure you look out for his broadcast link for the OP Premier Series. Starts Monday night. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast when we got to do it until iRacing gave up. But until next time, folks, we will see you later. But have the great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time.